China, Russia, we're going to work with them on our own terms. The Chinese don't go around Africa stealing anything from Africans. Your corrupt leaders overcompensate in exchange for something personal. That's what happens. The Chinese don't steal anything. They are in business. When the more you give them, the better for them. Why must they say no? Your leaders are not negotiating in good faith. They are negotiating with their families in mind. That's why they overcompensate. So we have no such a relationship with China. We've got a socialist and developmental relationship with China, and we know that China will help us. Russia is not our friend ideologically. We are with Russia in its fight against Ukraine because we know it's a NATO fight. It's not a Ukraine fight. So that NATO can expand its territory and be closer to Russia and undermine Russia. For that, we'll be with Russia because we can't allow territorial expansion of imperialism and colonialism in whatever direction. But Putin is not left. The government of Russia is not left ideological. If anything, Putin will be more aligned with the US in terms of policy and ideology, except there are fundamental differences on imperialism, where Russia feels that America wants to control it through expanding the military base of NATO, because the military base of NATO is an American military base. So we are with Russia in that context. Not that ideologically we are aligned. But with Vietnam, with Cuba, with China, it's a clear ideological alignment of the left forces. And that's where we belong. And we don't isolate anyone. So we are driven by development in this country. We want development. We want to rebuild the infrastructure of this country. We want the rail to work again. We want to remove the trucks on the road, and then we take them back to the railway lanes. Because our roads are not safe, they will be damaged, and the trucks on the road are not safe for the road users. We want to rebuild the infrastructure, water infrastructure of this country. We want to expropriate all buildings that are not used for any purpose, to convert them into social housing and give them to our people so that they can stay close to where they work. We are an organization in a mission to restore the teaching profession and pay teachers proper salaries so that we restore their dignity in society. We grew up teachers being respected. Today, teachers can't afford a subsidized house. A teacher who taught me driving Corolla, at that time, they are still driving it till to date because they can't afford a new car. What type of government are we which neglects such people who play an important role? Seated here, you might not have passed through the hands of a policeman. You might not have passed through the hands of a prison warder. But all of us, we passed through the hands of a teacher. And we are ungrateful for what those people have done for us. The nursing profession was beautiful. Even the ugliest nurse was beautiful because the profession was beautiful. Nicely paid. The nurses nicely dressed. The nurses' faces welcoming. Not these ones that we're seeing now. who speak to you like you are about to be beaten. Because their anger comes from the conditions they work in. And worse, in those conditions, they are not paid anything. The policeman who chase after dangerous criminals. Here is a criminal who stole 20 million cash. You go catch the criminal. He says to you, "I take 2 and leave." And then you remember that this could be between me and the poverty at home. They get tempted. We need to reward them for catching dangerous criminals. We need to reward them for killing cash in transit criminals. Those ones, they must not negotiate with them. Because those ones of cash in transit, they are dangerous criminals. They are the army. They are the army. Look at the kind of weapons they use. Police must drop them. And after dropping them, we must reward them. We must reward the police who drop cash in transit haste criminals. We must reward the police who arrest rapists and investigate that rape case successfully and prosecute it successfully. There must be a reward for that. Today, Ramaphosa, as he steals that slush funds of the intelligence, today, the informers in communities, informers, are no longer given money. There is a intelligence, crime intelligence slush funds that is given to informers. They are saying each informer can be given more than 500 rand. Imagine the informer that informed the police about that gangster in Thohoyandou, which they killed, how many, 20 or something in one house, who were planning to go and do cash in transit in Thohoyandou. And that time when they were killing those criminals at Thohoyandou, that was the period where cash in transit in Thohoyandou was a daily bread on the streets. They killed those criminals. That thing stopped. Because it was them who were committing it. Imagine a person who gave us that information and saved us a lot of money and life, given 500 rand. And then he's paid more than Nkumbuzo Nchabeni, who has got no role, nothing, except to be a lobbyist of a president. The EFF government will reward the police informers depending on the size and the magnitude and the impact of the information they gave us. That's how we're going to defeat crime.
There is something that is going to stick with me for a very long time after I watched a video from the late Nana Ama Ata Edu. She said something that was very important for every African. She said she's not going to blame the Western countries of thinking about their survivor. She will not going to blame the Western countries of thinking about their survivor. This world we are is more like an animal farm. The strongest survive, and you can decide to be a sheep or a goat. So it's up to us to decide which one we want. Nana Ama Ata Edu said that because she was complaining about how Western countries has taken advantage of African continent for a very long time. And later, she said she is not going to blame them because everyone on this planet is fighting for their survival. And it's up to Africans to also start fighting for our survival. But as we speak, since colonization up to this level, it seems Africans are not fighting for our survival. We are always trying to let people dictate to us how we should do our things, and we have been taken advantage of because of few greedy leaders who has been selling the continent out. Mr. Malema said something that is very important. She said, China hasn't come with weapons to steal our resources. China is in the continent for business. But our leaders are giving our resources because of their stomach. Most African leaders don't think about the well-being of the country they rule. Most Africans are only thinking about their future and their family future. Only future, friends, and their family. So most of the times, anytime they are giving out or they are signing a contract with any foreign company to take over a natural resources, you can hear the nation which the resources were found are getting small percentage of the resources, but the people who rather came to find it are getting the bigger portion of the percentage. And we have been asking ourselves, why do such things happen? Such things happen because we know most of our leaders cut or put aside other percentage that goes to their pockets. We know that, and this is not something new. Most of the times, people are complaining why Chinese are coming to Africa to take advantage of us. No, Chinese are not coming to take advantage of you because Chinese don't come to Africa or they don't come with weapon to force you to give your resources to them. It's our leaders and few people who give it to them for free or give it to them and make deals with them that will benefit only them and their family. That has been the case. So, till we have leaders who are brave and powerful and patriotic, if the leader is not patriotic, he is going to mess the country up. And currently, most of the leaders that we elect are not really patriotic. They come for their family, they come for their friends, and they share the country's resources among themselves. So after their power or after they have gone out of power, you will see a whole lot of things. You see a leader, an African leader will just come to power for 4 years, and you start seeing the amount of properties and money that leader has amassed. You also see his ministers, his MPs, his appointees, how much properties and money these people has made within 4 years or 8 years. Most of the times, when you compare our leaders, African leader to an European leader, African leader take home huge amount of pay more than European leaders. But at the end of the day, we go there and seek for loans. We go there and beg for aids. That is where the problems comes in. So whatever Mr. Malema is saying is the raw fact. Till we get leaders that are patriotic to help us build this continent, we are always going to complain about this continent. Please, you can join my Telegram group by going to my description box and click on the Telegram link. It will take you straight to the Telegram group, which is called Uncut Africa Live. Join us for us to discuss about the well-being of Africa. And please, if today is your first time and you have not subscribed to this channel, then subscribe to this channel and turn on the notification button so that anytime we upload any great content, you will be notified. I'm always your guy, De-Graft Amoako. You can also follow me on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, which is now X, and Tumblr. You can follow me on all that platform, and I'm going to give you a great content that you'll never forget. Thanks for watching.